cups. No sweat. Uh, Let me see. Let it run for now. I'll be right back. Dropping off some food. I'm gonna have them also drop off some cups. That's why. No sweat. You can go ahead and get that. Now you can go ahead and get that. The water, brother. Swab. Yeah, you swab. You go ahead and do what you got to do. If you could just go ahead and mute that drink 1 second. Let me just make sure all my streams is up. Most High in Christ, Salakia. Okay, that's Tawab. Facebook, let me check that as well. Shalom up. Yep. That's what it is. Just turn it down. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Also, lock it. Let me call my y'all real fast. Shalom, my little Christ. God, brother, when you come, if you could, Baba Kushak, you just get some cups as well. That's why. Okay, no sweat. Well, if damn, so I might have to send somebody over there. No sweat. That's twab. No sweat, brother. God, because I mean, we good right now. We good right now, but with them cups, huh? Me, Yanazar, the sister, and the two young men. No sweat. It's twab. It's twab. That's what I'm saying. If you could, Baba Kushak, I had one of the young men give you the key. All right, Shalom. I'm about to start teaching. Christ. Salakia. Good night. Clap it up. The water. I.S.U.P.K. Durham, North Carolina, man. I.S.U.P.K. Durham, North Carolina. It's the Monday night history class. Police officer 50,000 holding it down. You know what I mean? Salakia. Get everything to wild. There we go. Smooth. Yeah. It's the Monday night history class, man. I.S.U.P.K. start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Ooh-wee. Under Commandant General Yohana. You know what I mean? Teaching the truth according to the Bible. That blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the true Jews that the Bible speaks of. And of course, our oppressor in this land, all across the globe, everywhere, the one who got us in captivity, you know what I mean? That CEO of your company that you work for, you know what I'm saying? He might be the head coach of the opposing team. You know what I mean? Just that dude that's, you know what I mean? The scriptures say what? I'm saying that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? And so today we're going to get into, for this history class, we're going to get into, man, a topic. We started it last week. We're going to finish it this week. We're going to do the second part to talk about this, this disgusting thing, man. And it's so vile and just because the thing about, like, you'll hear in the U.P.K, we'll say something like, you'll hear us say, Christianity is a worse drug than crack cocaine. Christianity is worse than weed. Christianity is worse than crystal meth. Christianity is worse than alcoholism. Christianity, you'll hear us say that. Why do we say that? What is the significance of that? Like, in what way is Christianity a worse drug than crack cocaine? Yeah, Doc. Crack cocaine doesn't destroy minds? I'm saying, in contrast to crack cocaine, what makes Christianity a worse drug than crack cocaine? I would, if my son, Shalom says, if my son came to me, I don't have a son yet, I'm working on it. But when I have a son, if my son came to me and said, I'm addicted to crack, I'm on that, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm smoking rocks. Like, that's terrible. I would rather my son tell me that than tell me, yeah, man, I started going to church. I started going to church and, you know what I mean, I'm learning some hymns up in there. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? The sister said, because it's lies and they speak against the Bible. That is true. It is lies and they do speak against the Bible, but for the sake, I'm talking health here. Health-wise, why would Christianity be a worse drug? Why would Christianity affect blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians more than crack? More than the crack epidemic? Ooh-wee. How's that possible? For time's sake, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you two ways. Pause. I'm going to say it like this. First off, if my son is on crack cocaine, he can get off of crack cocaine. I can send him to a program. It'll be tough. It won't be easy. But there are plenty of people who have smoked a crack rock before, who do not smoke crack rocks now, and will never do it again. There are many people who do that. Many of us either were that person or are the children of that person or related to that person or know that person. We all, in some way, shape, or form, are familiar with somebody who's been through that and has gotten better, right? The problem with Christianity is that Christianity is the kind of drug that you don't just suffer from it. You suffer from it because your mother suffered from it. And she suffered from it because her mother suffered from it. And she suffered from it because her mother suffered from it. It's a generational drug. It's the kind of drug that destroys an entire lineage. It's the drug that destroyed blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians thousands of years ago and has us living in Cornwallis projects today. You know what I'm saying? Has us living in the Wagner houses, has us living in Redfern and Queensbridge today. 40 projects. That thousands of years ago, our people were Christian, and we are in the projects now. We lead all new cases of AIDS and HIV now. You know what I'm saying? We have the most black women abortion rate is higher, almost double than the next closest right now. Even though Christianity entered our minds hundreds and thousands of, well, 1,000 years ago, so to speak, right? Thousands, that's fair. Thousands of years ago. That's one problem. Another problem is, how do you suppose crack cocaine entered the black community? Get up. Iran Contra. Mm-hmm. 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 What does that have to do with black? I mean, black people live in Panama, of course, but what does that have to do with black people in Harlem, New York? Mm-hmm. Yet black people in Watts and Harlem and Newark, New Jersey and Detroit, Michigan and all over the country, the crack epidemic destroyed their communities. How does the Panama Canal and a ship getting through the Panama Canal, how does that affect black people? Why does that have anything to do with us? How did we become the victims of ships going through the Panama Canal, which is what, I mean, 1,000, 2,000 miles away from Harlem? How did a ship getting through the Panama Canal? Because again, you're talking about the technical ways by which the sisters on it, the technical ways by which drugs get into our community. But how do the drugs get into our system? Don't tell me because of a needle or a crack pipe. We do what? We accept the drugs, right? How do we do that? I'll ask you this way. Does the Bible say that we can do drugs? Do black people have Bibles in their houses? Do black people in Harlem have Bibles in their houses? Do most black people in Harlem and every ghetto across America grow up in a Christian church? Most of them, right? And yet, it's late 70s, in the 80s, the crack epidemic swept through the black community. Give me my answer. You should know by now what I'm saying. We would not have the crack epidemic, the crack that was getting through Panama and all of this would have meant nothing to black people if not for Salakia. Get a sister a hand. Sister Shabbat, give her a hand. She said because Christianity excuses the behavior and lack of morality. That's the answer. The water, sis. The crack epidemic can affect black people because we're Christian. Alcoholism can affect black people and Hispanic Native Indians because we're Christian. You understand? Let me ask you a question. Does alcoholism affect us in the UPK? Does alcoholism affect us in the UPK? Does weed affect us in the UPK? Crack cocaine? Why not? What you got, young man? You're absolutely right. It is a sin. It absolutely is a sin. But what you got? Most High, give him a hand because we are not Christian. That's the difference. Most High in Christ, the water. Crack cocaine has no, even though there's people in this school, in the I.S.U.P.K, who have at a time in their life smoked crack cocaine. There's brothers in here who have smoked weed. There's brothers in here who have been alcoholics. There's sisters in here who had abortions. There's sisters in here who have been whores. There's sisters in here who have been strippers and prostitutes. There's brothers who've been whoremongers. We can do this all day long. There's brothers in here who've been murderers. There's brothers in here who you know what I'm saying, have done all kinds of wickedness. But it doesn't affect us in here because we're not Christian no more. That Salakia. Shalom of Christ. Cups in the back of the car? Oh, most high Christ, the water. All right, shalom. All right, Salakia. Young man, if you could, Baba Kushad. Just my yards outside. He got some bags, food and stuff. Just help him bring them inside. Both of y'all. I'm not sure how many he got. You know what I'm saying? So, the water. Right. Salakia. Yeah, brothers, man. Brothers committed and their leaders got our people in a distraction for their own personal gain. Most High in Christ says that we are not Christians. That's a fact. That's correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers did those things when every brother in here who has robbed somebody. Oh, and yes, they are in here. Salakia. I hate to be the bearer of I'm more like the bearer of good news, because now you don't got to worry about them sticking you up. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. There's definitely some former stick-up kids up in here. You can see them from a mile away. You know what I mean? In the world, you'd have had some problems, man. You might have wanted to cross that street. You know what I'm saying? But now they're just going to look at you. They're going to be hardcore, but they're going to be like, hey, shalom, brother, what's going on? So you should be happy. You know what I'm saying? Things have changed. But nonetheless, what I'm saying is these brothers who did that before, they were Christian then. These brothers who smoke weed, they were Christian then. These brothers who was alcoholics, they were Christian then. These sisters who were whores, or they were prostitutes, or they were strippers, because you know that they was praying before they got on the pole, right? They was sending a nice prayer up to the side. At least they thought they were before they got on the stripper pole, right? Because when you're a Christian, that's what you do. You commit sin. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Christianity is a worse drug than crack cocaine. Crack cocaine is a product of Christianity. You understand? All drugs and alcoholism and all of that. If you could, just take a chair, and just put it on the chairs. Take a couple of chairs. Yeah, and just put it on there. The water. Most High in Christ. There we go. Smooth. Come. Yeah, so that's why Christianity is a hell of a drug. It's worse than cocaine and crack and all of that. Now, with that being said, Christianity got us celebrating, what's coming up this week? Good. Christmas, so-called Christmas, right? This is, of all the holidays, man, or the fake holidays, Salakia, this is the one that just boils my blood the most. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of all of the fake holidays, it's the one that I myself was most caught up in at a certain time, and I see how it affects children. You know what I'm saying? Other fake holidays are disgusting, demonic. It's so it's just that Christmas spirit is so evil and vile. You know what I'm saying? That it's like it's worse than anything else that they got out there, man. It's the worst thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at children, look at how it plays on. If Christmas was like a human, if you were able to take Christmas and turn it, it would be a pedophile. It would be an actual child molester. That's what Christmas would be. A disgusting holiday that entices children with what? Good. with presents. What else? Candy. What else? Music. Most High in Christ. What else? We could do this all day. What's that? Santa Claus, right? I mean, who no, you correct. I mean, what young child doesn't love a jolly fat, you know what I'm saying? A jolly fat oppressor that just wants to spread love and joy and, you know what I'm saying, and just eat cookies and milk at 1 a.m. Who doesn't love that man, right? It entices children with all of these images. Man, we can go further, man. We can talk about them colors, man. Like, it's such a bright holiday, right? It's so bright and there's lights everywhere. And you know, kids love light. I mean, anybody can get enticed by wonderful, you know what I'm saying, imagery, wonderful lights, wonderful sounds, you know, and it entices children. Salakia. Come on. It entices people. It entices children, and then it entices adults because of the children. You know what I mean? You want to see your child smile. You want to see them happy. Salakia. You want to see them jump for joy. You want to buy them that thing that just makes them, oh my God, mommy, thank you. Oh, you want to be the one, like, I got him that. Yeah. Like, when I was a kid, right? When you're a kid, you want the present. When you get older and you don't really care about surprises as much, now it shifts. You want to be the one who bought the cool present. You want to be the one, I bought you that. And to see a child's face light up is a good feeling, right? But it's all wizardry and witchcraft, man. It's all disgusting in the face of the Most High. So with that being said, let me get into these. Let me stop talking and get into these scriptures and these articles, man. It's absolutely crucial. So, brother, let me get my laptop. That's where I got my notes. Everybody, Tawab, though? Do we have any questions that are off the topic so I can write them down or anything? Anybody? If not, no sweat. The young brother, man, the young brothers, I think they know I bet you got in your school right now, they probably got all kinds of decorations all over the place. They got decorations everywhere. Christmas trees. What you got? Go ahead. They had kindergartners singing Christmas songs. Ooh wee, what was they singing? Jingle Bell. That's the one? They were singing that one. Ooh wee. Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's the Michael Jackson. That's the Jackson 5. That's the one that every black person is going to play in their house tonight. No, Salaki, that's the Temptations. They're going to play the Temptations. There's Dasher. They're going to play that one. In every black person's house over the next week, the Temptations, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Jackson 5, Donny Hathaway, those cats are going to be, you know, they're going to be gods in black people's houses this week, because they're going to be lights flashing and Christmas trees and music all over the place and holiday hams being cooked, you know, and glazed. It's disgusting. But now, good. Salakia. The brother said in his school they're doing the thing now where instead of a white Santa, they got a black Santa. I guess that makes it all better now, right? That's all good. No, that's fine. What are you talking about? It's good. Make Santa black. You know what I mean? It can't discriminate. Let's just have, I mean, in any other situation, right? You notice how on holidays, we're going to get into the history. So this is to why it's a good thing I'm saying this. You notice how on holidays, all the rules go out the window? All the rules go out the window. Any other time you tell your kids what? Don't talk to strangers. If someone knocks on the door, don't let them in. Don't accept candy from people that you don't know. Don't do that. Don't talk. That's what is taught any other time. Don't go knocking on random people's doors any other time. But when Halloween comes around, knock on anybody's door in the neighborhood. Without my supervision, just go do your thing. You understand? When Christmas comes around, Oh yeah, there's a Santa Claus is coming tonight. You've been a good boy. You been naughty or nice? He's gonna come and drop off something good for you. He's gonna come down the chimney. How the hell are you gonna come down the chimney? You live in Cornwallis projects. Ain't no chimney in the projects. You from Harlem, New York. You know what I'm saying? You got, you can do that. Yeah, if you can. Bobby can shot the water. You know what I'm saying? You from the projects. You from Queensbridge. You live on the third floor of a building that's 20 stories high, and the whole projects there's like 20 buildings. Is garbage. You know what I'm saying? But give me Deuteronomy 7 and verse 10. Let me start there before I get into this article. Before I get angry with this trash, man. When you get that, let me know. 7 and verse 10. Mm-hmm. The Most High repays them that hate him to their face. You understand that if you celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate fake the water, of course. If you celebrate fake, disgusting holidays that have nothing to do with the Bible, do you know that means that you hate God? You hate him. Because he told you if you love me, do what? He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. His commandments ain't saying nothing about a Christmas tree. He didn't say nothing about a goddamn, you know what I'm saying, about gift wrap and trees. And why the hell? Why would you put good night? We'll get there. I don't want to move too fast. Read that from the top. Do what? No, to love them. To make sure they have a good holiday season. The Most High is going to destroy you for your disgusting Christmas, man. You know how many? I promise you that this week you will read about car accidents and some brother and some sister dying in a horrific car accident, or somebody's house burning down because of that disgusting tree. You understand? The Most High is not playing, man. He said he repays you that do what? Read it from the top. To repay you, Salakia. Most High in Christ. I like what you said, the water. They're so drunk. They're drunk on a false sense of cheer. We're going to get that. We're going to finish and we're going to read a scripture that speaks right to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? The parents provide these gifts and then give credit to some fat. Isn't that just, brother? And then then you teach your children not to lie, right? Do not tell lies. God, it is a sin to lie. Is Santa Claus real? Of course he's real, baby. Of course Santa Claus is real. But I don't understand. We don't have it. Listen, I remember Salakia. I gotta say this. I remember when I was a kid, right? And I'm gonna bring this up too. When I was a kid, and my pops used to be, I would be in the car with him, and he would play U.P.K tapes in the car, right? And I remember hearing one that said the same thing I'm saying. It said the brother was saying, "Well, how you gonna come down the chimney? You ain't got no chimney." And he was like making an impression of the woman or the mother saying Santa's gonna make his own chimney, right? But that's what they tell their kids. Like, he'll find a way. Well, how is Santa? No, these kids got a lot of questions about Christmas. I don't understand something. How is one fat man going to travel to every house in the world in one night? Some people say he goes light speed. He goes light speed all across the world. You understand? How can Santa get down the chimney when he's so fat? He can disperse his molecules and walk through walls. He'll find a way. How can rain fly? You know what I'm saying? They have anti-gravitational coats. I don't know. Some garbage they make up to keep a lie going, but then tell their children that Christmas, shalom, you know what I'm saying? Some lie to keep up. You know what I mean? But tell the children not to lie. Read it from the top one more time, brother. He will not be slack to it mean to not be slack? What does it mean to not be slack? Yeah, that. Right. He ain't gonna be lazy about it. He ain't gonna be slack. He ain't gonna throttle, full steam ahead. TOS. Terminate on sight. Finish that. Read on. Con, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and drop that, man. The Most High said that He kills and He makes alive. That's what He said. The Lord do all these things. You can play with Him if you want. You know what I'm saying? You can think that, oh well, it's just we just gonna do it for the kids. For the kids? Do it for the kids. How? How is that for the kids? In what way? Just buy them. You know what I'm saying? January 12th or something. Who cares? You think little Johnny is gonna not like the Xbox game because it didn't come on December 25th? You know what I'm saying? Little Salak, not little Johnny, little Tyrone and Daquan. You think that they're not gonna appreciate that you do things for them because it's not Christmas? I got asked a question today by a young man, right? A young brother asked me today. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Well, what's wrong with Christmas and such and such? Well, why is it bad?" I explained it to him, and I said, "Well, the thing is, you like Christmas, and you like what's the other one? Not Halloween. Is it Halloween? Well, yeah, you like Christmas and Halloween because of presents and candy." And he agreed, like, "Yep." And I'm like, "So let me ask you a question. Do you only get gifts on December 25th? No. Do you only get candy on Halloween? No. So who the hell cares? What does it matter? You understand? Get me where do I want to go from here? I'll jump there real fast. No, the sister, I want to go to the sister's point because the sister made a good point. She said they're drunk. I like that word. She said men lose their family because they're unable to do so if they wasn't so drunk on a false sense of cheer. Give me First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. That's what I want. Because you damn right, sis, man. People is drunk off this holiday. And not just the adults, the children. That's why I said this holiday is so bad, because it incorporates all of it. Yeah, on Halloween they dress up and they want to get candy. Well, they get candy and during this holiday as well. Them disgusting candy canes. You know what I'm saying? You know I don't like this. When I think of the word candy cane, y'all know what I'm thinking about. When I hear candy cane, I think of fake Israelite groups. That's what I think of. When I see red and white, I think of fake Israelite groups. I don't think of delicious, you know what I'm saying, candies hanging from pine trees. You understand? Let me know when you got that, brother. 5 and 8. First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Go ahead and read that. The book of First Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober. Be what? Be sober. No, be drunk. Be fall all over the place. Be so caught up in a holiday that just gives you all kind of images of cheer and good times and everything that you don't know how to control yourself. Be sober, man. When I was a kid, Salakia, I am using myself as an example. When I was a kid, I was drunk on Christmas. Drunk on it. Whenever I start seeing that red and that green and them candy canes and all the colors and beautiful, when I started seeing it, all of a sudden I was in a state of euphoria. It meant good things were coming. I was going to be out of school. You know what I mean? I was going to be home. You know what I'm saying? I'm from, like my brother, I'm from New York, so that means we was going to be making snow. You know what I'm doing for the snow. We was going to have snow fights. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that sucked was I had to trudge the snow to get to school. Other than that, it was Tawab. I was going to get presents. I was going to get a new system. You know what I'm saying? I was going to get the Xbox. I was going to get it. And I wanted it so bad, I don't care who had to get harmed for me to get it. I remember I'm Tabawan is old, right? So y'all don't remember when PlayStation 2 came out. Y'all wasn't even probably a thought at that time. I remember when it came out. They didn't ship enough units and it was sold out everywhere. I told my grandmother, make sure you get on that Best Buy line as early as possible. My grandmother went up there at 6 a.m. and got trampled. Trampled. Like, I mean, not like trampled to the point she had to go to the hospital, but like she said people were running over her, knocking her down. And when she came home and said, yeah, it was tough, I said, well, did you get it? Where is the PlayStation? Are you hiding it somewhere? She said, no, I didn't get it. Didn't I just tell you they ran over me? And I know what I said? I didn't say, damn, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. Are you okay? I said, I told you should have went earlier. You should have went 3 or 4 hours before that. I told you weren't gonna get it. That's how drunk I was on the spirit of getting what I want, on the spirit of Christmas and the holidays. I had lost my damn mind, just like blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians do now. We get the Christmas lights up. We get the Christmas tree up. We want the presents and the gifts. We hear the songs. Oh, like I said, when you hear that Donny Hathaway, you are ready. You're really questioning, like, I mean, is it really that bad for me to listen to this music? I mean, it's just a song, right? It's just a song. You're ready to call General Mahiman and say, Salakia, sir, is it too wild for me to play the Motown Christmas 25? It's just music, right? That's what you're ready to do. Damn near ready to lead the truth over music. We are drunk on the holiday spirit. The holiday spirit, the water says we selfish. We're selfish. We're so caught up in what we want to do instead of what the Most High wants us to do. Read that from the top, brother. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Our adversary is the devil that the Bible speaks of. If I got to paint it out for you, our adversary is a certain type of human being who has a certain color hair that would be around like blondish. His eyes are like, you know what I'm saying, like bluish most of the time, you know what I mean? And he has very pale skin, you know what I mean? He's what you would call a Caucasian. You understand? What you got, Adawan? And he loves cheese. So, Salakia, sir, I mean, I can't use that criteria. You know, cheese is pretty twab. I can't, Salakia, sir. I can't use that criteria. You know, but his skin smells like cold cuts. You know what I mean? It seeps through his pores. You know what I mean? And they love dogs. Love them. Love them a little bit too much, if you get my drift. You understand? You got something, sis? Oh, Salaka, did you raise your hand? You know what I mean? So that's who we're dealing with. Read that last part again. The devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. He's going to devour you with this Christmas nonsense. He's going to kill your bank account with this Christmas nonsense. You're going to be behind on the rent, on the light bill. You're going to be behind in loans and everything else so that little Johnny can get the new, you know what I'm saying, Xbox 1000. You know what I'm saying? So that little John, I know that doesn't exist. I already know. I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what the hell, Xbox 1000? No, I'm just, you know what I mean, being facetious. I know it's the Xbox One, even though I just saw the new one. I saw the trailer for it or whatever. I forgot what it's called, but you know, but whatever new system or new game is out, you know what I mean, you're gonna kill yourself trying to get it. You know what I mean? And some brother, the sister says, some brother is either sitting waiting trial or about to go to a penitentiary or losing his whole paycheck to child support so that you can buy the Xbox 1000. You know what I'm saying? So you can buy that, you know what I'm saying, PlayStation 9 or whatever the hell they at now. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna do. You feel me? The sister said the music has a spirit. It damn sure does have a spirit. The water, like the spirit, like, man, like again, like you know how hard it is. And again, I don't know about y'all situation, but again, I grew up with Christmases. It's like, sir, I'm Tawad. The water, sir. I grew up with Christmases being so entrenched in my lifestyle, right? That when I hear the songs, I gotta fight against it. Like it's like a physical, like, ooh, let me just not hum it right now. Like I'm not gonna hum it. I will not do it. I'm gonna walk out of the store. I'm gonna go on about my business. I'm not gonna sing the Donny Hathaway, even though it's like the greatest song ever written in life. If you listen to Donny Hathaway this Christmas, it's like It's and that's what God, just like gospel music, it has a spirit on it that it's like out of body. Like, this is the most beautiful piece of music that was ever written in the world, right? Because it affects you in so many ways, and it makes you think of so many things. And you remember when you got that great gift, and when you walked down the street and you saw your grandmother and you hugged her, and it just makes you think of all these wonderful things. You know what I mean? That's what the music does. It has that spirit on it. But read that from the top, brother. Be sober. Fight against it. Don't drink the wine of Christmas, man. Don't drink the strong drink of Christmas. Don't do it. Go ahead. Right. And now you're going to jump to the article because that's important. Your adversary walks about seeking whom he may devour. He finds intricate ways. The Bible calls him what? The most subtle beast of the field. He's trying to find a way to destroy you. And the easiest way or the best way to do that is without you thinking you're being destroyed. It's with you thinking, oh, no, this is a good thing. This is wonderful. This is what I wanted. So how can maybe he's not so bad. Maybe he's all right. You're all right, Mr. White Man. It's fine. It's all good. So get me. Matter of fact, no. Let me text it to you. The article that I want. Salakia. Bear with me. I had two, but I think one should actually be too loud. You don't need the other joint. Because last week we talked about the Babylonian origins of Christmas. Tammuz, Nimrod. You understand? Who's the other one? Ceramyces. Ceramyces, Nimrod's mother and his wife. It's disgusting. It's incest, right? He dies. She supposedly had an affair and he had a baby who was Tammuz, but she was saying that there was a tree that had the spirit of her late husband Nimrod in it, and that you have to give gifts or get your goddamn head cut off. You understand? That's what that was about. And the star at the top represented somebody say something? Oh, Salakia. And the star at the top represented Semiramis or Ceramyces. You know what I mean? And she became what was called the Holy Mother. We talked about how this was the origin of the Trinity and all of this. Okay, so now we're going to move forward in history. Now that talks about more of that talks about the traditions like the tree, the star. You know what I'm saying? Some of the ideals that come along with, like I said, some of the Trinity, some Christian facets that come from years before. Now we're going to move up closer to Christianity and get into, like I told you, all of these holidays move through the pipeline of what we may say paganism, right? All the way from Babylon, which was the first great empire, going all the way through all these different eras and everything, on down to the Greeks and the Romans, all the way down to America, right? Went through Egypt, all of that, right? So now we're going to get into the part that's the next big evolution and what ultimately would become what we call Christmas in America, and that is of Roman origin. So, brother, when you get that, read that from the top, please, with the title of the article. It's called Saturnalia. Saturnalia. What is Saturnalia? This is history.com as well. Saturnalia, the most popular holiday on the Saturnalia, held in mid-December, is an ancient Roman pagan festival honoring the agricultural god Saturn. Saturnalia celebrations are the source of many of the traditions we now associate with Christmas. Clear as day. It's the origin of a lot of the traditions we associate with Christmas. Yet and still, now, what does your Christian pastor tell you Christmas is about? What you got in the back? In the back there. What you got? Is he raising his hand to answer the question? Oh, Salakia. No sweat. No sweat. So, what do Christian pastors say Christmas is about? What you got, sis? It's about giving and the birth of Jesus, right? What you got? Most High in Christ. Now, read that part again, if you can, Baba Kushah. Honoring who? No, it's honoring Jesus Christ. It's honoring the agricultural god Saturn, right? This was the god of agriculture and harvest in ancient Rome. And that's what this holiday was about. And read on. So right there, many of the traditions we associate with Christmas, history.com is telling you come from a celebration of the god who? Saturn, who is not Christ, who is not the Most High, he is not Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? He has nothing to do with our culture at all. Yet Christmas, the holiday they tell you has to do with Christ and God and the Bible, comes from Saturn. Give me Exodus 20:3, real fast. Zeus, Saturn. You cannot have other gods before the Most High. That's an original commandment. That's in Exodus. It's what it is. We are not allowed to have other gods. We are not allowed to believe in other gods. We are not allowed to give credit to, accept, work, do anything that involves other gods. Please read that part of the article one more time, brother. So just so we clear, Exodus 20:3, the Most High said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." Read that. No, ancient Hebrew. It is honoring the agricultural god Saturn. Read on. So right there, most of what happens at Christmas ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. If no, Slakia, none of what happens at Christmas has anything to do with the Bible, right? But even if I'm being generous, it says are the source of many traditions. Other traditions probably come from Babylon, Egypt. We can go on down the line, right? But nonetheless, many of those traditions come from the worship of Saturn. So when someone is celebrating Christmas and doing these traditions, who are they really celebrating? Are they celebrating Yahweh Shai, who people believe is Christ? Like they call him Christ or Jesus. Are they celebrating Yahweh Shai? Are they celebrating the Most High? Are they celebrating any of the prophets in the Bible? Are they honoring them? Are they honoring anyone in the Bible or anything in the Bible? Who are they when they complete these traditions? Who are they celebrating? Yes, sis. Which one? Which one? I'm talking about Christmas though. Saturn. No, you swap, but Most High in Christ. With this one, most of y'all are out here celebrating Saturn. You understand? Now, so go back to the article, if you can, Baba Fisha, and read on. Mm-hmm. Of what? during there's a lot of winter going on there. It derived from older farming related rituals of midwinter and the winter solstice, especially the practice of offering gifts or sacrifices to the gods during the winter sowing season. Now, read on. Read on. Right? It fell on December 25th. That's when it fell. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. So, the sister, you said earlier that they teach you that it's a celebration of Christ, right? What aspect of Christ is it supposed to be a celebration of? The birth of Christ. So, they say that December 25th is his birthday, right? No sweat. Does anybody know? Can somebody tell me? I'm going to ask you this. Was Christ born on December 25th? Go ahead. Anybody else? Does anybody believe Christ was born on December 25th? Nobody. I mean, you mean to tell me that nobody has ever, like, okay, some people say Christ wasn't born on December 25th. How do y'all know? If I was to sit up here and say, I'll give you $1 million to prove to me that Christ was not born on December 25th, could you do it? Go ahead. Mhm. Okay, what do you mean? Explain. It's cold outside in New York right now. You think there's people not sleeping outside? Because there's people sleeping outside in New York and in New Jersey and Connecticut right now. And it's cold and snowing. And they are sleeping outside. Oh, so no, you two up. Anybody else? What you got up? Did it say it was around the time of his birth? No sweat. My little brother is 13, but like I could say, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, my little brother is 13. My little brother was 13 around that time. But that doesn't mean he turned 13 around that time. Not necessarily. He could have been 13 for 6 months already or 8 months. How do we know Christ wasn't born on December 25th? Guess this. No, it's the wild. I'm just trying to understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get a vibe of where y'all at with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. All right. Well, I'm gonna help y'all out. Look at that. What you got? There's a few like y'all. Let me just tell y'all that y'all are not wrong. There's a few places you can go, right? Because you might say, why was he born in a manger? Who got it? Why were they full? Right. What you got? Most High in Christ. Give her a hand. Just like that goddamn hotel that my brothers cannot get a room in. Like all my brothers is like scrambling, like they got them now. But it's like, yo, I need a room. I need a room. Who has a room? You got a room? Can I share a room with you? Who got a room? Oh, you got a room? That's what's going on because it's around the Passover, and the ends are filled up because that's why Joseph. That's why they were even there because they had to travel for the Passover, just like we do now. When we go and we all take a trip, and I go home back to New York, and everybody go to New York and go to whatever borough we in, or White Plains or Yonkers, and we go to that Passover, we're all traveling there. So all of a sudden, all of the ends are filled up. That's one indicator. I'm gonna give you one more. Get me what you got, sis? No. You're right. That does tell you right there. But let me give you one more. I want to just so you what you got out. Huh? I mean, I do believe so as well, but I don't have the scripture for that. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that that was part of it as well. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, count the waters. Most High in Christ. It was around Passover. That's a fact. No rooms available, and we know the Passover is when at the beginning or around the time of the new year, which in Hebrew custom is not in the dead of winter like the so-called. You know what I'm saying? Like this beast, this oppressor. How you gonna have you know what I'm saying? Winter begins like December 22nd. You know what I mean? And they got the new year a week away from the beginning of winter. The whole point of it being a new year is that all the seasons have completed and we're starting again. What you got, sis? It's the answer is that it's not a new year, according to the Most High. It's the new year of pagans and Greeks and Romans and all that garbage. But let me give you one more. Give me Luke chapter 2 and verse 4. We're gonna get one more thing to show it is impossible for Christ to have been born in or around December 25th. It simply doesn't make sense. Let me know when you got it, brother. This is history too, man. We reading the history of, on Christ's birth. When we get back to the actual article, we reading this. So go ahead and read that, brother. Right. So Joseph had went up because the brother's correct. If you read earlier in this chapter, it says Joseph was going to be taxed, right? So he had to go pay taxes and all that stuff, right? So Joseph went up from Galilee. Go ahead. Right. So he went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David. Sound familiar, don't it? It sounds like Iraq went up from Durham, out of North Carolina, unto Harlem, New York, in the city of, it's the same thing. Read on. Because he was what? Right. He went to where his family was from because he was a son of King David. He was a direct descendant of King David. He was the heir to the throne. Good night. Read on. His new wife, because they, you know what I mean? Because they got it on. They got it on, and she was pregnant, and now she's his wife. And now he had to go, and they had to go pay taxes together. Read on. Yeah, her time was up. While they were there, it was now time for her to give birth. Read on. They had to lay him in a manger. They had to sleep outside essentially because there was no room in the inn. But she was I mean, if any of y'all, my mother get, I know, I just realized I give a lot of stories about my personal life. Salakia, don't tell nobody though. But I was born in a house. I was born in a house with nobody around, right? My mother was pregnant and she was there, and my father was in Brooklyn. No, my father was in Queens. My mother was in Plainfield, New Jersey, staying with her grandmother at the time. I'm in a house. It's time for me to be born. There it is. That's what it is. Same thing happened with Christ. They in the manger. They didn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, your house Shaz is on his way. He's coming right now, right? So read that from the top, verse 7. Uh huh. Right. Read on. There was no room for them in the inn, right? Read on. This is the part I want. Read that again from the top of verse 8. Uh huh. Abiding where? No, they was in the house. No, they was under the fireplace trying to get warm. They were abiding in the field. Read on. So what were these shepherds doing? Yeah. Anybody? Sis? And where were they watching the animals? Outside. The animals were not in the barn. They wasn't, what I'm saying, eating some hay up in there with the door closed. They were abiding in the field. They were staying outside, keeping watch over their flock. Now let me ask you a question. I'm no rocket scientist, but would you be keeping watch of your flock outside in the middle of winter in the Middle East? Salakia, let me just check something real fast. Go ahead. Hmm. Of course not, because you don't want them to get cold and die. Absolutely. I want to check something real quick. Why is this not working? Come on. Okay. Right. Okay, so here's the weather right now in Jerusalem. Tonight it's about 45 degrees. On Monday, there's got lows of 36 degrees, right? I don't even know what the wind chill is. Oh, it's raining all week over there in Jerusalem currently. Well, not currently, but it will be over the next week. So just like here on this side, temperatures vary over there, and it can be freezing cold. It's not like some magical place where it's just hot all the time and everybody's just chilling outside all times of what I'm saying the year. It gets crazy cold. But these shepherds were abiding inside. The sister said, if you got animals, you wouldn't have your animals out in the cold. You're gonna put them in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? And you yourself certainly wouldn't abide in the field in the cold. Yes, sis. Most High in Christ, give her a hand because I damn sure would not have thought of that because I don't know anyone who farms and I've never been on a farm in my life. What you got, sis? Most High in Christ. The sister said everything is dead during the winter, so there's nothing even for the animals to eat in the first place. But read verse 8 again. They were keeping flock over their watch, keeping watch over their flock by night, man, in the field. Read on. Drop down to verse 11. Read on. Right. So that's the birth of Christ right there. It was not during the winter. It doesn't make any sense. So that's a goddamn lie right there. You know what I mean? So now let's jump back to that article, brother, if you could, about Kusha on Saturnalia, going back to these ancient Romans and their foolishness. Why is my phone tripping? You got it, brother? Count, go ahead and read. Let's read that part again. Go ahead. Schools and courts of law were closed. Again, tell me another place where schools and courts of law will be closed in the next few days. Anybody? Go ahead, out. In the United States of America, in your city, you know what I mean? Your children will not be in school. They will be home. I was just had to watch some young men today. They are home from school, right? The mother will be home from work over the next couple of days as well. Read that from the top, that paragraph. Work and business came to a halt. I mean, what's going to be open on December 25th? Right now, you can see it. Again, I see it more down here, but you'll see it like you go to the store and it'll be like holiday hours. On the 23rd, we're open for this many hours. On the 24th, we're closed. On the 25th, we're closed. New Year's Eve, we're closed, right? That's the same thing that was going on in Saturnalia. This exact same thing. Things were closing, schools were closing. Everyone was out and about and do what they wanted to do. You understand? Give me and with that, it's something, man. It seems so simple. We don't even think about where these things come from. If you could, brother, get me hold the article, but give me 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Give me that real fast. Because we don't, man, we do not even investigate anything. You know what I mean? We don't, we just go on, we wake up, we hear what we take what we're told and we move with it. We don't even have the guess this. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. You know what I mean? We just move with the tide, man. We don't even care. Read that. Mm-hmm. This is the problem with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? One of the problems is that we're like robots. We just do. We don't ask. We don't try to figure out. We don't. Something simple as, why is there a star on top of the tree? What's that for? Do we need it? Why is that there? Why is there a tree in my goddamn house? Why is that there? Like, why is there a tree in my house? Like, it's funny. I asked a lot of questions as a kid. That's one of the ones I didn't ask. I just said, oh, okay, around this time there's a tree in the house. And I went to the kitchen and got some cereal. And I didn't think twice about, do trees belong in houses? Why, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that about? And many of us are taught by parents who didn't ask that question either. They just did it because somebody taught them. You understand? Read that from the top. You got to ask questions, man, and rightly divide the word of truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for myself, the further my father got away from the truth, the less I asked questions. Like I brought up that example earlier. When I was real young, I was hearing the tapes. I was hearing, you know what I'm saying, well, Christmas is this, Christmas is that. But as he stopped, like as he moved away from it, all of a sudden I stopped caring. I stopped asking those questions. I mean, I just went along with it. And I, of course, as a kid, when you do that, you put a child in such a bad position because a kid is going to want the presents. That's the, like I was saying before, that's the real danger of Christmas. A child has to be protected from things. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to protect a child from some predator in a van who slides the door open and says, I got candy. Because to a child, all they hear is candy. Like, well, what? Oh, candy is good. So if candy is the end result, this must be good. Oh, well, toys are good. Video games are good. So if that's the end result, this must be good. Oh, well, the family being together is good. So if that's the end result, this must be good. It takes somebody who is an adult who understands more. It feels good, doesn't make it good, doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? And so that's why we have to ask these questions more, investigate further. It's good for a child to be inquisitive. You know what I mean? When they ask them questions, answer them questions right, you know what I'm saying? And truthfully. They ask you what's the Christmas tree about? If you don't know, say you don't know. And then go find out. That's what U.P.K is for. We do know. And we'll give you that information. You understand? But you are doing your child a disservice by giving them something and not telling them what it's for or what it's about. You know what I mean? Because in any other thing, you would expect them to have, you yourself would want a foundation. You wouldn't want somebody to give you something or to present something to you without any background information on what it is, what it's for. Go ahead, sis. I'm glad you said that, sis. And going back to the beginning of the class, and why is that question of why not ask more? People don't want us to know the truth. This is true. Let me give it to you like this. If somebody asks me, okay, better yet, what would make someone not want to know why it's wrong to smoke weed? Go ahead, Doc. I know where you going with it. Sis, give her a hand. They don't want to ask why. If I want to, I'll ask why. I don't care about. Hey, so why is this like this? Why is this like this? If I don't care about it, no sweat. But if all I know is I want to smoke weed guilt free, I don't want anyone to answer my questions regarding smoking weed ever. Don't tell me anything. Just let me do what I do, mind your business, and we'll be cool. I don't want you to tell me, well, the Bible says this, but the Bible says that. Just like when they walk past the camp and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the why in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to keep doing what seems fun to do or awesome to do. You know what I mean? Sister's got a million. Man, I see so many questions on the internet about how is sex marriage? Why is sex marriage? I don't see that in the Bible. Prove that. Now you want to ask to prove something, but you never ask anybody to prove that they got to get down on one knee and present a ring and take you down to the justice of the peace and have a $3,000. I don't know how much. I don't know. Sisters, I don't know what they be wanting on weddings now. Like how much they be spending on weddings. Somebody tell me. I don't know. Yes, sis. Somebody tell me what if the average sister, I'm talking about black women, the average sister, if she had it her way, her wedding would cost how much? If the money wasn't an issue, how much would they spend on a wedding? $50,000 on a wedding. A wedding? I don't even Salaki, if I may. What are they even paying for? Who in here can cook really well? Do you do catering? Why'd you stop? Okay, so if you can cook, you need to be catering somebody's disgusting weddings and bringing some money up into the because there seems like there's a lot of money in these disgusting weddings. Yes, sis. Uh huh. That should be easier. Just make some hors d'oeuvres, like get like a little, I don't know, like a little cracker with some a garnish on it. I don't know. That should be easier. You don't even got to break a sweat. Get the cash. You know what I'm saying? But that's my point. The water, sis. They spending no. They never asked. Well, why do I have to spend $50,000 on a wedding? Well, wait a minute. I expect a man to get down on one knee. Why do I expect that? Where does that come from? Who started that? Women, they don't. Yes, sis. I mean, is it any horrible, any more horrible than a man getting on his knee? But you want to say it's pathetic either way, but you know what's really pathetic? I'll tell you what's really pathetic. Ooh, a sister getting down on her knee is weird, maybe because we're not used to it. But a man getting down on one knee in front of a woman and saying, "Please, please, please, let me marry you. Good night." That is pathetic. That's pathetic. Like it's literally like you like it's like a worship stance. Like, can I please have this opportunity to be like? Go ahead, sis. Right, and you didn't spend $1,000 on the tickets to the big game, playoff game. You done spent more money for them to put it on the Titan Sean, will you marry me? And she gonna say no and embarrass you, and you're gonna be a meme for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's disgusting. But it's what I'm saying is that we don't investigate these things. You know what I'm saying? We don't, like you said, we don't ask questions about the things we want to do. If I want to smoke weed, I'm never gonna Salaki, I'm never gonna ask about it. If I want to be a whore, I'm never gonna ask, well, what does the Bible say about that? Never. You know what I'm saying? What was you holding for me, brother? Read that from the top. Mm-hmm. You saw it. Mm-hmm. Why would you not need to be ashamed? Because you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't need. I don't need to be ashamed, right? The sisters here don't need to be ashamed. Why? Because we're not singing the Donny Hathaway. You know what I'm saying? I might come up here and hum it just to, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of the class. No, I'm not saying, oh, she's making a face. I'm not saying I'm humming it like in my personal life. I'm saying if I'm teaching a class, I might use it to remind you of what I'm talking about. But I promise you, I'm not going home. Double one is not going home and taking off this and bumping the Motown Christmas joint. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. That's why you're not ashamed. You know? Now you can drop that. Go back to the article. They decorated their homes. Ooh, like every house that's on my block right now, my house is like the only one that doesn't have anything on it. Right? Go ahead. They had on Christmas sweaters. Ooh wee. They had on a nice color. They shed the suit and tie. You know what I'm saying? Johnny and Brandon and all of them, they done took off the suit and tie and they came to work in their favorite Christmas sweater. You understand? Read on. Now you want to know why black people love Christmas so much. Why black people cannot wait for Christmas. Read that again. Because you don't have the slave on December 24th and December 25th and January 31st. You don't have to go to work for that oppressor. You don't have to go. You can stay home with the kids. You love it so much, you know you're gonna break the bank. You know you're gonna spend thousands of dollars on them gifts and toys and presents, but you're willing to do it because at least you get a day off. You understand? And here's the beauty of it. You're gonna give them some toy or some video game that's gonna keep them nice and occupied while you go in the room and sip on some wine and get some rest and relaxation, some R&R. You understand? Read that part one more time. Even the slaves didn't have to work. Read on. Ooh, they got a Christmas bonus. They said they got a chance to sit. They got a chance to feel like a king that time. Around that time, it was like everything was different. That is why the spirit of Christmas is so strong. That's why it feels different. There's a thing, I forgot what it's called, but there's a thing where people actually get depressed when this holiday season is over. Right? I wish if somebody know the name of it, let me know. But there's a thing where people actually get depressed when the holidays are over. Why? What's the reason? Because they know they got to go back to work. After you done already spent all of your money, you done went broke. You know what I'm saying? Making sure, like again, like making sure that, you know what I'm saying, little Timmy had the Xbox 3000. I'm gonna keep saying it just to mess with y'all. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox 3000 and the PlayStation 9, the Game Boy. Y'all don't know about that. That's too old for y'all, right? But whatever system, whatever game, whatever thing y'all like, what y'all play? Call of Duty? I'm asking you, y'all play Call of Duty? What else? What else are we playing? Huh? You don't play Call of Duty. What you play? You play Apex Legends? You play Call of Duty? You play both. All right. No sweat. Apex, the Apex, Fortnite, Legends, whatever the heck it is. No sweat. See, they make it no sweat. I know y'all play the Apex, Fortnite, Legends, and the Call of Duties. And I know y'all playing on the Xbox 3000. I know that. It's no sweat, right? But you gonna break the bank to get the Apex Fortnite Legends, and what's gonna happen? You gotta go right back to work on January 2nd, and you get depressed, and you don't know what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? Like you got that little break. You know, you ever sometimes like you ever take a power nap? Sometimes you take a power nap, or you got somewhere to go, and you're like, okay, let me just bust out this quick nap real fast, and it work, and you feel like, okay, now I can go do what I gotta do. But sometimes you go to sleep and you cannot get up. Like you take a nap and it's like, yo, I just made it worse for myself. Like now I'm even more sleepy than I was before. I should have stayed up and did what I had to do. That's what this season is. That's what's going on. You get some days off from school. I know y'all feeling it right now. Y'all off from school now, right? Y'all out of school, right? So y'all don't got to go back to when? The week? What? The week after next? Hold up. So like what? January? Like what? Like the 4th? Okay, no, that's too wild. I was about to say Because when I was in school, it was like December 23rd to January 4th. That was what it was. But I think y'all might have a little bit more vacation, no sweat. Either way, when after all of that vacation, when it's time to go back to school and work, brother, it's like hell. January 6th. See, they extended it a little bit for y'all. That's crazy. But it's like hell going back to work after you had all that time off. It's horrendous. You know what I mean? That's why they're getting depressed and you just can't wait for that Christmas. Read that again. Read from the slave part out in the article. Even slaves do that? Even slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia. You know, but were allowed to participate in the festivities. In some cases, they sat at the head of the table while their master served them. Good night. Read on. Instead of working, Romans spent Saturnalia gambling. I'm playing some here. Read that. Instead of working, Romans spent Saturnalia gambling. You playing spades? Read on. Karaoke. Read on. Playing Donny Hathaway. Read on. You eating all their ham. Read on. Going to the Christmas party. Read on. Oh man, when I was a kid, man, Salakia, I didn't even want to wait. You know what's the? I was the like you know when you're a kid, you be the first one up, like you can't sleep. Like you like yo, like I'm trying. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep for I'm gonna go sleep for like 3 hours. Then I'm gonna wake up and check and see if everybody up. You know what I'm saying? And you know Salakia. Should I use that example? I ain't gonna do it. I don't use that example. I'll just say this. If you influenced by certain materials, right? Time is funny. You know what I mean? Like it can mess with you if Salaki, I'm just saying, if you've ever been high on something, right? Like if you've ever been high on something, time don't work the same. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Back when I was in the world, didn't heavy on smoking, I didn't do none of that, right? But one time I messed around and dabbled in that stuff, and all of a sudden, time just didn't work the same, right? I thought I was watching something that took 2.5 hours. I looked at the clock and like 10 minutes had passed. I couldn't believe it. Well, guess what? When I was a kid, like I said, I was drunk off of Christmas. I thought, like, damn, it ain't morning time yet. It ain't time to open the presents yet. Meanwhile, it's 2:03. Ain't no time passed. I still got 5 hours before everybody get up. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is. You be so excited and so drunk off it. You know what I mean? Read what you got again. Instead of working, Romans spent Saturnalia gambling, singing, playing music, and giving each other gifts, man. That's what you couldn't wait for. Read on. Mm-hmm. Right. Read on. Mm-hmm. Ooh wee. So it had origins in human sacrifice, and this is what you are going to celebrate with your children in was it 3 days? 2 days, something like that. 2 days. Oh, when I say you, I mean people that's not in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General Yana. You understand? Let me just make that clear. If you in here under Commander General Yana, you won't be doing any of this because it doesn't even, appeal to you. You know what I mean? You damn near want to vomit when you think about this disgusting holiday. You know what I mean? Don't think that because I sit up here and tell you stories about how it used to be for me that I'm reminiscing. No, I'm not reminiscing. I'm telling you how disgusting it was and how caught up I was and how selfish I was and how stupid I was. You understand? How I didn't care about anybody else as long as I got what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? How I looked at my parents after all they had done for me. I had food and lights and water and a television and you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to. I was one of those lucky kids. I didn't have to take the bus to school at the time. I got driven to school. I got driven home. I mean, they could have just put me on a city bus on a Q23, but they didn't. I was one of them kids who had that kind of life. But if I didn't get the gift that I wanted, oh we, they was gonna hear about it. I was gonna be moping around the house for days. Guess sis. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. No sweat. No sweat. But let me say something. If you were not in the truth, when you had children, do you know what you would have done? Okay. Why not? Okay. Well, most high in Christ. Let me just tell you something. You are rare. In fact, I know a sister personally right now who grew up a Jehovah's Witness. She never celebrated Christmas, never celebrated any of those holidays. You know what's in her house right now? A Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, it's not about what anybody says about it. This is a person who knows that the origin of Christmas is pagan. They know that it's nonsense. They know all of that. And when asked about it, this person just says, it's fun for the kids. That's it. So I'm gonna be quite honest with you. You say you wouldn't have celebrated it. Maybe. No sweat. I'm gonna take your word for it. However, most people in your situation, even if they never celebrated a Christmas, they're going to do it. They're going to, or and if they don't celebrate Christmas, they're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving. And if they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, they're gonna says what you got. Mhm. 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 Right. No, I mean, of course, this bound to happen. It's rare, but it's people who like that. Mm-hmm. 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 I was one of those rare kids who I did Christmas, all of that stuff, didn't care about birthdays. I literally didn't care. No one really bought me anything on my birthday. It just wasn't a thing. Like probably got something like I got something when I was 5, and in between there and like 14, I might have got one thing. It wasn't a thing, but I wasn't gonna protest. All my friends knew my birthday. Does anybody in here know my birthday? Salakia, all right, me and you, I've been knowing you now for what, like 4 years? Do you know when I was born at my birthday? Do I know yours? Some that most get that brother a hand. That's the Tawab answer. The point being, Even though I didn't celebrate it, I acknowledged it when I was in the world, right? I didn't celebrate my birthday, but if somebody said happy birthday to me, I was like, thanks. Somebody give me money? Oh, thanks, I'll take it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like an acknowledgement of its existence. In here, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even know when I was born. I wasn't that story before about me being born in Plainfield, New Jersey, and then moving, and then well, not moving, but being brought to New York like a week later. I was born in Durham, North Carolina. That's where I was born. Dabawan was born at 713 Eva Street. That's where I was born. You were born where? In Fayetteville. Most time, give her a hand. You wasn't born in Florida. You were born in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. I see what you're saying, but it's like it's a whole different way of looking at things. I can say, yeah, I didn't celebrate birthdays in the world, but in the world, who knows what I would have done? Who knows? I don't know. I was a Salaki. I was a goddamn Christian. And when you're Christian, you can do anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe not those demons, but there's. Let me say this then. Are you saying that you were no longer Christian before you got into UPK? Okay. Why? Say how so? Because you weren't going to Christian church? Let me ask you a question. Do fake Israelites go to a Christian church? Do fake Israelites think the way Christians think? Some of them do, but they call themselves Israelites, right? So what are they? They're Christians. So I'm asking you, before you came in here, what were you? I know you don't want to say it. Okay, I got you. No sweat. Before you came, no sweat. Before you came in here, right? Did you know about keeping the commandments? That's fine, but before you came in here, did you know about keeping the commandments? Were you keeping the? Let's cut through that. Were you keeping the commandments? So if you were not keeping the commandments, what were you? You don't suppose it. If you're not keeping the commandments, you are a Christian. That's what a Christian is. A Christian is a hypocrite who does not keep the commandments. So you said kind of, I'm assuming you knew about him a little bit. Yes, sis. Mm-hmm. Did you ever say shalom? Okay, no sweat. I'm just making sure. Were you okay? No sweat. Now that you're in here, were you doing things before you came in here that you now know are sins? You're a Christian. You were a Christian. You were a Christian. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's what I'm saying though. Like that's until Salakia. I was Christian until I got my name down here. Like I was like going to class and doing everything I could to not put on all black. I was coming to class and I'd have on SI Rock. I'd have on a black shirt. I'd even have on a, you know what I'm saying? I'd have on a Mitri, a headband. I'd have a black shirt, black pants, and Nike sneakers. Up tempos. That's what I have on. Or I have on a black this, you know what I'm saying, the headband, you know what I'm saying? I got on my black vest, my black jeans and all that, and tan and butter Tims. Just to not wear all black. Because at the end of every class, Rock would stand up there and say, if a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he should start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And I'd be like, black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. Okay, so I'm gonna wear all black, but I'm gonna keep my shoes green. So that way it don't count towards me being a trooper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready for that. That's what it was. That was me being Christian. Until one day, that brother said, this nigga needs some boots. And he came into school at Vegan Flavor Cafe with boots in a box. And at that moment, I was like, yep, can't escape it now. Putting these on. And that's what it was. You understand? So everything before here is Christianity. You know what I mean? It's not on you, as I'm saying all of us were Christian before. You know what I'm saying? If you are in a fake Israelite group, I don't care if you are in the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, one of them ones who like they almost kind of look like One West. Like, is that U.P.K? I don't know. Like, I mean, they wear all black and they scream and they, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Like, some of them are like, they wear purple or some candy cane color. You know that's not us. Some of them is like, I'm not sure. Like, is that kind of, they're Christians. If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yohana, you're not in the truth, which makes you a goddamn Christian. You understand? So we're gonna finish out this article real fast, and we're gonna close out the class. Where you at, brother? The water, sis. We at Saturnalia was what? It was by far the jolliest Roman holiday. Is nobody more jolly than that fat, you know what I'm saying? The fat guy in that suit. Uh-huh. Mhm. So what? Salakia. Hold up. See now, I gotta go back to it. You said so riotous. What does riotous mean? They was wilding out. I'll take that. They was wilding out. Huh? Oh, please help do whatever it is need to be done. Don't Most High in Christ. If you see some danger occurring, please save me, the water. Because I would have just kept teaching and might have knocked something down. No sweat. The water. Read that part again. They were getting so wild, man. It was loud. It was loud, and he had to build a room so he can work. He can soundproof it, so you didn't have to hear that garbage. Read on. Mhm. A young pig, just like that young suckling pig that you have in that, you know what I mean, that you have in that Christmas with the cloves in it. What them little salakia, the little wood, the little cloves they be putting in the ham, and then you put the pineapple on the cloves. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe my grandmother was trying to be inventive, but so is pineapple on ham a thing? Is that a thing? What was you eating? What was you eating? I know down there in Florida, I was eating what, gator? Oh, okay. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. See, the sister never had that. I gotta commend you. That's the wild. You know what I mean? But I know that some of y'all down there in Florida be eating all kinds of gator, and I saw something today. Somebody was eating a possum. Mm, good night. A possum. That is insane. Read on, brother. Read on. Princeps. Mm-hmm. Right. Read on. Good night. Read on. Mhm. As you can see here, the water. As you can see here, it was a time of riotous partying. You understand? They're not gonna say it on history.com, but from what I understand, there was all kind of sexual deviancy going on as well. Because the laws, it was like the purge, like the laws were like suspended during that time. You know what I'm saying? And so they was going out there doing all kinds of wickedness. And just thinking, just again, just think about your neighborhood, or just think about, you know what I mean? Everybody you know, they go into that Christmas. Like I gave an example earlier, right? I gave an example earlier about a situation about, you know what I'm saying, doing some not Tawab, uh what would be a good word? Edibles at a time before, back in the day when I was a, you know what I'm saying, I was in the world or whatever, right? And I again, I wasn't that dude, but I'm just giving this example. This situation that occurred was around, was, no, in fact, no, not around, it was on Christmas Eve. It was on Christmas Eve. I'm again, I'm using these examples so that you can see that, like, let this come to life. Like, this is real. Like, if I ever, I'm not a drunkard. I drink now because according to the scriptures, it's Tawab. But one of the drunkest nights of my life, December 23rd, 2012. I remember it. And then that situation with that edible, December 24th, 2012. All around this holiday, Christmas parties. Oh, come, I'm throwing a party. We doing this. We doing this. Come on over. We got drinks. Riotous occasions. You understand? That's what was happening at that time. They was using, it was an excuse for them to do whatever the hell they wanted to do. So then after they, because guess what? They didn't have to go to work the next day. Isn't that something we say now? Like, yo, I don't gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, yo, like, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. That's what same thing that was going on there. Read on. Why does the Bible not give a date of Yahushua's birth? Read on. Go ahead, sis. Give her a hand. Because no one gives a damn. You know what I'm saying? We honor, you know what I'm saying, Yahushua Mashiach with the utmost respect, you know what I'm saying? And we venerate him in terms of You know what I'm saying? We don't worship him like we worship Yahushua. I mean, it's like worship the Most High, but we praise him for being the greatest brother ever in the history of our nation, who brought us back and gave us an opportunity to reconcile ourselves with the Most High. You understand? But his birthday is insignificant. It means nothing. No one gives a damn. He didn't give a damn. His father didn't give a damn. His mother didn't give a damn. Unlike you know what I'm saying? Unlike your black woman on Facebook who cannot believe that somebody did not say happy birthday to her. She got 100 happy birthdays, but the one nigga that didn't say it is gonna get a DM tonight. Like, what happened? Like, you know, it's my birthday today, right? My sister knows I don't celebrate birthdays. This was like 2 years ago, something like that. Knows that I don't care about that at all. I don't do it, and knew it. She cried actual tears because I did not acknowledge it. Yes, sis. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. 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 Exactly. I went through the same thing. I went through the same thing. Right. It, again, the same thing with this. The spirit of the holidays, the spirit of birthdays, the spirit of Christmas is gonna make people treat you different, look at you different, talk to you different. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. It's them, but it's them drunk. Like we read the other scripture that said, "Be sober." They're drunk on Christmas, man. They're drunk on birthdays. They're drunk on Thanksgiving. So when it's like you ever deal with somebody and they like wild drunk and you just mad sober and they're just like annoying, like yo, like chill. You know what I'm saying? And they like yo, like why you like ruining my fun? What's wrong with you? It's like relax. It's the same thing. You sober in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General Yana, we're sober minded. You understand? Do we have a sip of a drink? Sure. But I'm not drunk on no goddamn Christmas. I'm not drunk on no New Year's that ain't even a New Year. I'm not intoxicated with pagan holidays that have nothing to do with my people. My brothers are getting shot in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They're dying of AIDS and hypertension and heart attacks. My sisters are leading in abortions, leading in new cases of HIV. You understand? This is what's happening to my people. What the hell do I give a damn about Saturnalia? What the hell do I give a damn about your birthday? You mad at me because of your birthday? Why wasn't you in class last night when I taught about the fact that black people are getting murdered in the streets? When I taught about the fact that there's dirty water coming out of faucets in Flint, Michigan right now. You crying, you mad because I didn't say happy birthday to you? Or because I told you not to tell me happy birthday? No sweat. You don't want to come to class? No problem. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. We're going to serve the Most High. And that means not dealing with pagan holidays and feasts and all that garbage. Brother, where you at in the article? Read on. Right. This is a known fact now. Even they, and there was a time when they didn't want to acknowledge it. But now the information is coming out. I.S.U.P.K been here since 1969. You understand? They can only run but for so long. Read on. Uh-huh. Right. Read on. Why? Because it all had to do with Saturn and the sun god, which we read about, who is Nimrod. And Nimrod's birthday was when? December 25th. And they moved the winter solstice to when? December 25th. And they honored Saturn when? On December 25th. It's all the same garbage. You understand? So read on. Oh, read that part one more time. What does that mean? Yeah, that Most High in Christ. Give him a hand. It's like if I'm trying to get you, I mean, we wouldn't do this because I don't. I mean, brother, Salakia. If another brother does not come into this school, no sweat. If another sister does not come into this school, no sweat. Why? Because I got Yanazar, and I got Iraq, and I got these young men, and I got these sisters, and I got my brothers in New York, and my brothers in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, in Chicago. I got brothers all day long. If no one else enters this school, no sweat. See, we wouldn't say, because guess what? If tomorrow we put up a big sign and said the I.S.U.P.K is now accepting, or we now believe in smoking weed like fake Israelites, this room would be filled every day. If we said we are now accepting homosexuals, we would have to have enough seats in this room and that room. Like you can be in here and still be a homosexual. That's what the problem would be. We don't want that problem. We don't need more people in here. You understand? We don't need it. But they felt that they needed to get the pagans involved. So what they do, they said, well, let's put a little Saturnalia. They used to Saturnalia, right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to mix that in with the Christianity. Okay, oh no, here's what we'll do. Instead of Tammuz, and instead of, whatchamacallit, we'll say that's Christ. Instead of Semiramis, we'll say that's Mary. Instead of Nimrod, we'll say that he's we'll mix the sun god with Yahweh. We'll put it all together and we'll say that that's what it is to lure them in. You understand? Read on. Which had nothing to do with the Bible. Read on. Uh-huh. Right. 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 And merry making. That's why it's called what? What do you say? What do you say to somebody? You say Merry Christmas because it's a merry time. It's a joyous occasion. You know what I'm saying? You want to deck the halls, decorate the halls. You want to have you know what I'm saying? You want to drink that eggnog is so gross. It's disgusting. Guys, sis. I don't know what it is, but it's nasty as I don't know what. It's gross. But you want to drink the eggnog and you know what I'm saying? And you want to wear the colorful this and oh man. You understand? Read on. Right, we're gonna get one more scripture and then we out of here. Salakia. Give me Amos 5:21. Listen up if you planning on celebrating Christmas this week. If you plan on cooking up, you know what I'm saying, it's a delicious meal having the family over. If you got a tree in your house right now with lights on it, listen up. Read that. No, the Most High doesn't hate anything. He loves everything. He loves the tree. The star represents Jesus. He said, I hate. Read on. What does it mean to despise something? What does that mean? What does it mean to despise something? If you look at my face, you should be able to answer the question. Go ahead, Adawan. Most High, give him a hand. To despise something is like this face, like, like you're just disgusted by it. You know what I mean? The way that you're disgusted with that sister that's your slave. You know what I mean? The way you're disgusted with that brother. The way you're disgusted with your people sometimes. When you shouldn't be. You should love your people and care about your people. You understand? But you're disgusted with them. But you're not disgusted with that nasty tree that's sitting up in the middle of Rockefeller Center. Or that tree sitting up Salakia. Good night, Salakia. That tree that's sitting up in the middle of downtown Charlotte. You're not disgusted with them lights that you see all down your block or that might be on your house. You're not disgusted with this pagan history, man. You're not disgusted with the fact that you are celebrating a holiday that has nothing to do with your people and has done nothing but destroy your people forever. That's all it's done. You understand? It's the holiday where your father popped up. He popped up once in a while and made you feel like it was all good. It was the holiday where you were reminded that you live in the ghetto, where you were reminded that you were poor. It's that holiday. You understand? But that's not disgusting to you. Well, guess who is disgusted by it? God. Read it from the top. He despises your feast days. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. You understand? Well, give me some more. What Valentine's Day, Halloween, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July. Oh, 4th of July. You can't wait to grill out. You know what I'm saying? You're going to invite every nigga that you hate to the goddamn 4th of July barbecue. You understand? Everybody who you can't stand, you're going to make sure you send them a nice invitation so they can taste your wonderful ribs, your wonderful porkity pork ribs. You understand? They're going to be at the Christmas party with the eggnog, and you can't stand them. Read on. He will not smell in your solemn assemblies. He don't want. He's disgusted by the scent of that ham roasting in that oven. And you may think to yourself, oh, it smells good. It's got the pineapples on it, and I'm basting it. And I gotta make sure that I put this with the turkey and I'm stuffing it and all of this. And you think it's the first thing is somebody, it smells good in here. That pastor coming in, it smells good in here. I'm about to, I'm about to get down. The Most High is up there looking on you like, this is disgusting. Go ahead, Adawan. So Locker, they got the apple and it looked like torture on that goddamn Thanksgiving table. The pig is sitting up there just looking like he's in pain. Like, why me? You understand? The Most High says he despises your feast days, and he's not going to smell. Read on. Read from he. I will not smell. Yeah, that disgusting pig and all that. Even the lawful food. It's like this, man. I had to teach myself how to like. The smell of collard greens is tawab on any day that is not Thanksgiving. The smell of fried chicken, candied yams, any turkey, anything that's lawful, mac and cheese. Ooh wee. If you know Tabawan, you know that the mac and cheese, don't put it in front of me. Because I'm gonna eat the food, sit down, and come back for nothing but the mac and cheese, right? That's what I'm gonna do. But guess what? On Thanksgiving Day, on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, macaroni and cheese is the most disgusting thing in the world to me. I'm going to McDonald's to get a Big Mac. I'm eating cereal. I'm eating the most non meal thing you can think of. You understand? That's what I'm going to eat because I will not smell that garbage on that day like the Most High. Read on. Though you offer me burnt offerings, because you're going to do what? You're going to cook that turkey. You're going to fry that turkey, roast it, make all the potatoes and all the delicious foods, put it in the table, hold hands and say, bow our heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for this food. Somebody's going to talk for 8 minutes. And you know when you were a kid, you just like, will this fat person please just stop talking so I can eat the food? You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody, big mama, just can't shut up, right? Read that from the top. Uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast, because your fat beast, that pig with the apple in it, that's how you make peace. Because Uncle Johnny, you know what I'm saying, and Uncle Tyrone, they ain't talking a few years, man. So now don't worry, we gonna make a nice ham and we gonna have them over for Sunday dinner. And that's gonna make it all right. They gonna talk again. That uncle that molested you every year since you were 3 or 4 years old, guess what? You don't want to see him any other time of the year, but it's Thanksgiving. I'll just let bygones be bygones. It's Christmas. You understand? That aunt that used to abuse you in a basement and tie you up to a pipe and beat the living hell out of you because you were a little too goddamn light skinned or a little too dark skinned or you didn't look like such and such. She's going to beat the hell out of you and you're going to say, well, Auntie such and such, she got some demons, but it's Christmas. I got to have what? The Christmas spirit. And you're going to forget about the abuse. And you're going to forget about the fact that your people are dying. You understand? And that's why the Most High said he hates, he despises your feast days, and he's not going to accept your peace offering because it's garbage and it's fake and it has nothing to do with him. And with that, pass the class over to Priest Officer I.R.O.P.